how instructors can facilitate their teams towards a better output, better learning output, the basic essence of teamwork lies in building trust. And why we will be having a conversation is because I strongly believe that learning is not a one-way process. How many ways is a learning a process?
Learning by listening. Learning by listening.
Yes.
Learning by seeing.
Okay.
Learning by listening and seeing.
Yes.
Learning by doing.
Excellent. So those are the modes. I agree with you. Those are the modes through which you learn. But when I say learning is a three-way process, if I am saying something, if I am telling you something, you are learning something. Yes. While when I am interacting with you, if I am just making it a one-way process, if I come here and I talk and I keep talking, then maybe you will learn something, maybe, may not be, but I will certainly not learn anything. But if we have a conversation, then when you are contributing to that conversation, I am also learning something. That is the two-way process. What is the third way? Peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer, absolutely, excellent. What would you define as victory? You see, if you're looking at, in the army, it's very easy to define victory. You've captured an objective, you've defeated the enemy, so you have achieved victory. But here when we are talking that we will be doing teamwork for victory, what does that victory look like to you? Anybody? Achieving targets, excellent. Achieving your targets within a stipulated time frame. So victory is anything that you set out to do. Achieving that is victory. Everyone agrees? Can we add something else to that? Maximum success with minimum stress. If you do a thing the right way, then you will be able to achieve this. Right? And the right way of doing that is, it's not an individual effort. It's a team effort. So we'll just see how that is. Okay, just close your eyes for a minute. Everybody close your eyes. Now think of teams. Thought? Okay, what comes to your mind when you think of teams? What comes to your mind? Anybody? Football team, cricket team, sports? Right? What else? Anybody else? Sorry? A project team, okay. Coordination, okay. Colleagues, officials, okay. So these are various connotations of teams that come to your mind when you talk about teams or teamwork, right? I'll tell you what comes to my mind. How many of you have seen a tank physically? So almost everybody has, right? So when you see this huge big monster coming your way, what does it look like to you? Does it look like a team? It is something, it's this huge 40-ton steel monster which is acting as a single piece, as a single weapon. It has a team of 3 to 4 people. So what do? You have a driver who's driving the tank. You have a gunner who's firing the gun. You have a commander who is commanding this tank. And in the older tanks, you also had a loader. And the commander could be an officer, could be a JCO. So primarily he's a tank commander, he's controlling that tank. In addition to that, he also may be controlling either 2 more tanks or 14 more tanks or 45 more tanks. So his primary role is those 14 tanks or those 45 tanks, but he is also the tank commander for this tank. So if he doesn't tell the driver of this tank where to go, that driver will not know where to go. If he doesn't give fire orders to that gunner will not be able to fire. So just see how this team of one tank works together. So this is a prime example of teamwork for achieving your goals, achieving success. Someone had talked about this, admitting your own mistakes. You are also human. You are not superhuman. You are not a robot. You will make mistakes. And if you try and cover up your mistakes, what will suffer? The trust. If you admit your mistake, no one is going to hang you. And especially if you admit your mistake to your team, I'm sure they will appreciate you more. Be fair. Someone had said this, we had talked about it 2-3 times. The moment people realize that you are not completely fair, or you have a bias towards a certain person or people in your team, or you have any kind of bias, the trust goes. In fact, even the person for whom you have the bias or liking may not trust you. Be honest, be competent, in short, be trustworthy. You have to understand what is it that will motivate him. Everything, this whole thing about motivation, all these questions, they are about motive for action. If he is not taking that action, what is the motive that will make him take that action? It may be fear. It may be that fear of reporting to the senior, right? Apart from that fear of reporting to that senior, is there any other motive that might make them? If you can find that motive, everyone has a motive. Oh, you see, you just have to find the motive. Thank you very much.